Hello guys, well, this kit makes a lot of troubles, well, especially if you don't like to work with putty and sanding paper. And actually it's not old, it produced in the end of the previous year by one, I guess, small company, Mikromir, but with the use of archaic technologies, such as low pressure casting. And no matter that there is a lot of additional tasty things in this box, like photo-etched parts, modeling masks, beautiful decals, resin parts and so on, the plastic is kinda archaic and outdated, with a comparison of modern scale model kits. Anyway, I bought it because it's unusual, it's a unique kit. But guess what? This year another company, MiniArt, announced the same transporter in the same scale 1:48, and that kit should be much better than this one, but I decided that I will not sold this kit and I will build it. So let's try to find out what is it. So we start from the very beginning. According to instruction, all small details looks roughly due to casting artifacts and outdated technologies and not high detalization, as you can see here. We have 4 seats, connect that details together, so we receive something like that. Also some smaller details, controllers of this plane. Next detail is a big passenger seat. So except 2 pilots, here can be up to 4 passengers. This first in a history full metal transport airplane. Oh, it seems to be completed. 4 seats, fragile details with not good connection. Also you can find here modeling putty because of gaps. The same situation with this detail. 2 bulkheads we have inside this fuselage of this plane. Also we have one of the fuselage parts. I connected here this triangular panel and decided to add here minor improvements from myself, such as small plastic pieces. They are visible on real photos. Hope they fit good here. Now we can add transparent detail with illuminators and door. All these surfaces were cleared and shaped to receive more precise connection of these 2 details. Also upper part of this transparent detail was shortened a little, and a little spoiler that was a mistakable decision. So I installed this detail inside this fuselage part. There were a lot of preparational connections before I glued that details together. These details took its place as it should be. Extra thin glue for plastic helps to connect both of these parts, but have to be careful with it, because we don't want to damage our transparent glasses here. Good news is that we have modeling masks in this box. They help us during painting process of the interior and exterior parts of this model. From the opposite side, the same transparent detail, but there is an option in this kit. We can assemble these parts with opened or closed door. If we want to assemble it in open positions, we have to remove this detail somehow. Well, let's do that with the help of modeling knife and make slow and careful notches, notch after notch, and in the end we beat this detail. My result isn't very careful, but it can be. After that we put all 2 windows inside the fuselage. The second part more precise. Anyway, remove extra plastic and sand the edges of these details. Now we have 2 doors. The better one would be installed in open positions somewhere here. Well, I did that because I want to provide some visibility on my interior. We already have kinda interior in this kit, but I checked some photos of the real F13 Junkers, so I decided to add here minor improvements. This bulkhead, as many other details in this box, has single side relief. So from other side I add some details from plastic sprue, stripe and window frame, like on this photo. Actually, I wouldn't provide 100% historical accuracy to this kit, I'm just adding some of additional stuff, most just for fun, and do that stuff that is not difficult for me. From another bulkhead I added kinda metallic wire and a clock, I'm not sure, but it seems to be a clock. Final move dedicated to interior, improvisational seat belts from scratch, I mean from modeling tape, a little metallic wire and plastic. Anyway, they are better than nothing, so now I will primer all these interior details and after that paint them in yellow color. Okay, details were covered with a black primer, which can be not the best idea, because such tones as yellow, red or white is difficult to overpaint over black color. Anyway, our warm yellow color, after a lot of layers of paint, it's on its place. Now we can paint small amount of details like seat belts, cockpit and so on. Some of the details were partially covered in leather tones. There were used here brown ochre, silver and black colors. Small brush helps a lot during the work with the small and extra small details. By the way, I decided to paint with the ochre some panels to imitate close upholstery. Not brilliant result because of missing of some details in this kit. And the quality of casting is not so good, but anyway, it should be okay. Now I cover everything with a layer of gloss coat and a dark wash on these details. Inside the interior of this aircraft I decided to use ordinary liquid oiled dark brown wash. Applied it on all surfaces that has its own relief. And outside the pilot's and passengers' cabin I will use wash directly from oils, like I did it in some previous projects. When we finish with wash, we can cover whole model with a matte varnish and now start assembling process. Let's remove modeling masks. But at first it would be a great solution if we removed paint from all connection points, it increase glue adhesion and improve level of connection. Do the same with all details from interior, where glue should be. And masks, they are great, precise and easy in work. So our glasses looks cool. Some of these masks we will use during painting the exterior of this model. Okay, gluing process. At first I install floor section with seats to the right part of the fuselage. Use here SIG glue. So now time for this panel. I added here several drops of gloss varnish for more realistic effects. Yep, this detail would be mostly hidden, but anyway. After that, the main bulkhead between pilots and passengers sections, connection really not bad, as for such archaic technologies, and that's good. After that I install opposite part of the fuselage and insert back seats and rear bulkhead. Add modeling tape, so handle all parts in connected position. And why not add these details? Looks really good, well, maybe except one thing. I made a mistake during the previous stages of assembling and received such a big annoying gap right here. I have to fix it. For that I use a small plastic stripe, insert it in a gap, and after that I connected upper part of this airplane to the rest part of the fuselage. So all panels of the fuselage were connected with the modeling glue, mostly with a thick and with a thin modeling glue. Also provide here handling with the modeling tape during the drying process. Now we can remove it. Well, actually not bad connection. Well, compared to the models produced with such technologies, but connection is still far away to the modern scale model kits. Also we have some minor gaps, we will fill them with the modeling putty. In the same moment connected parts of the wings. They are huge. Time for putty. There are some gaps. I prefer to use masks from flexible tape to protect surrounding areas, because they have their own relief. To fill the gaps I will use this acrylic putty from Vallejo. It's easy in work and allows fast fill some small gaps and dents, and we can easily remove excess amount of it with a finger or ear stick. As a disadvantage of this putty, it's very fragile, especially during sanding process, and it gives big shrinkage. So for important places with serious gaps, the better solution would be classical Tamiya's modeling putty, or the putty like this one. It's not bad too. Yep, it's difficult in the work, but after sanding gives nice surfaces, I guess. So after mask's removal we can see that putty exactly in that places we want to see it. After total dry up I will sand it a little and it should work well for such a flatted model where flat surfaces not needed. For sanding process there were used sandpapers 600 grit and 1001 as a finisher. And actually not bad result. Anyway, we reveal how it looks like after the layer of primer. After that, in some places I put second layer of putty if it needed. If we talk about wings, there were only small amount of putty here, on some other places like edges. And on the front part of the wings there will be no putty, because it would be very difficult to remove that without damaging the relief of these wings. Okay, finally I can inject wings to the fuselage. Connection parts were fitted a little. It seems that it should be easy in work. This section already connected to big bottom part. So after all preparations and removal of extra plastic were done, we can connect these parts together. Well, at least it should be a normal connection. One part of the wing connected and the second is easier in connection. And here it is. In general, it looks okay. The geometry is okay. What's important, from the upper most visible side there is almost no gaps, and that's cool. The same story from the opposite side. From the bottom part, yep, some small gaps exist, but we fill them with the putty. That's not a problem. Now I can glue these parts on the nose of the plane with the help of liquid glue and installation process. This plastic is solid, holds this kit, so time is needed before glue dries up and connection parts took strands. So I use here often fixers or simply flexible modeling tape. Time for rear height steering wheel. Tail part were in general easy in work. Not so big details compared to the main wing. Not bad connection. By the way, if you choose silver painting option, because there is several painting options available in this kit, manufacturer gives you another version of this detail, bigger one. Yes, of course, gaps, well, we will fix them. Engine section, well, there is no engine in the model, only radiator. Also we have propeller in this kit. There was an attempt from myself to make the propeller rotatable, but it failed, so I just put it on a glue. Well, not a big deal. Well, actually, with all big details in this kit we finished. Phew, that's great. Only small details left, among them metallic in-box parts painting masks, some transparent details, even resin parts, and of course decals. A lot of small stuff, but not so many. I will use all of these details in the next and in the final episode. And of course we have chassis parts, and actually that's the most problematic section of this model. I can say the worst parts of these kits. There are two variants for chassis parts, the bigger one and the thinner one. Instruction tells us to use a smaller one, well, I do that. Try to assemble them according to instruction, but they too much fragile. They were damaged even on a sprue. Well, we have to reinforce them somehow if we want to put this stuff and our chassis on our kit. Connection here is bad, well, actually it's okay, but putty is required. So while these parts drying up, we can look on the wheels. They're not bad, except that there is too much big hole. So I insert here a piece of sprue, glue it, and after that remove extra plastic from over here. And let's drill a small hole, which has the correct diameter, to the connection plunk. One more part of this chassis, so it should be like this, but we also should finish the hydraulic parts. So these plastic parts were connected together. Let's reinforce them with small pieces of metallic wires. For that I drill holes from both sides for each of these details. This plane has thick plastic details, interior parts, so it's quite heavy. As for 1:48 scale model. I hope that my improvements for chassis parts with the help of metallic wire will provide strength and stability for this model on its shelf. From this side we provide a metallic hinge that will hold bottom plank with wheels. In general, this construction looks like this. It seems that it has enough strength, but I'm sure. Maybe I should add additional metallic wires for wheels. Anyway, we finish chassis in the next final episode, as all other stages that left in this model, also painting works and decals. Well, I think not bad result till this moment. We finished most of the assembling works. Except metallic details and some small stuff. Well, maybe it would be better solution to solve this model and wait for mini arts kit, but from the other hand we have some kind of challenging project and it has its own interest. Yep, it took more efforts, it took nerves, but anyway, I guess that the final result after painting should be very cool, I guess. Anyway, let's see what we received in next episode. Well, thank you guys for watching. You can leave your feedback, your comments if you want, and have a nice day, good luck and bye.